What's up, guys? Private Eye Russ here. Thank you for tuning in to the Private Eye Russ on X at Ogunski. Private Eye Russ at Ogunski on X. Private Eye Russ YouTube channel. Private Eye Russ Instagram. So like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. So again, I am Private Eye Russ. I'm going to get straight into it. You guys already know my qualifications. Licensed private investigator. Ton of experience doing a lot of different things, from executive protection, private security details, private military companies, combat veteran, ex-cop, licensed investigator, bail bondsman, and a whole bunch of problem solving and babysitting for executives and very wealthy people. So, story time. All right, so the first and last time I ever got drunk. So this was in the Middle East. I was still in the military, and some of the guys I worked with and some of the foreign nationals that we were teamed up with, a lot of British guys, decided to go out to a bar in the UAE. It was actually in Dubai, but this was, obviously this is years ago. This is just after Desert Storm, Desert Shield, so this is still the 90s. So what happened? I'd never been drunk before. It was my 21st birthday, and they were like, hey, you got to get drunk. All right, so okay, fine. Hanging out with your boys. What are you going to do? You're going to get drunk. And so I'm walking up to the bar. There was a really beautiful singer there. And clearly she had a boyfriend. The dude was like hovering over her and like really, really protective. Okay, fine, whatever. And so I stagger up to the bar. I order another round. And she said something to me, and it kind of seemed like she was flirting a little bit, but at the time, I wasn't looking for a fight. I wasn't particularly attracted to the woman, beautiful woman, but I had no interest in her. Well, her boyfriend didn't seem to see that I didn't have any interest in her, and so he's like glaring at me. So I get our drinks and go back to the table. So we're drinking, hanging out, we're eating, and we had something to eat. And so I have to go back up to the bar. Well, she's back over there again. I get there again. She's flirting even harder. And I'm pretty sure she was doing it to get a reaction from her boyfriend. Well, the way he reacted was he threatened me, saying that, stay away from my girl mate. It was a British dude. And I'm like, look, I have no interest in your girlfriend. Have a nice night. And so as I go to walk away, the guy sucker punches me from behind. So I'm already a little bit drunk, so I go down. Now my boys see me get sucker punched, and this guy had a bunch of friends with him. They get up. His friends get up, and there's a huge fight, man. When I say huge fight, it's what they call a Donnybrook. That, like, people are getting thrown over tables, furniture is getting broken, like people are getting busy. And so I get up angry because I just got sucker punched. So I found a dude that sucker punched me, and let's just say he got payback times 5 or 6 or whatever it was. I made sure he went down and stayed down. Well, everybody's just throwing punches and swings everywhere, and it's just going crazy. All of a sudden somebody yells, we hear a whistle, and somebody yells, the police. Everybody starts running. I start running, and again, it was my first time being drunk, and so I didn't really know how to handle my liquor. I wound up going face first into the wall, and I didn't knock myself out per se, but I knocked myself silly enough to where I hit the ground. And out of everyone that was there, I was the only one who got arrested. So, and at the time, I'm still in the military, and so I spent the night in jail, and reeking of alcohol, and it was embarrassing. I get picked up by lieutenant. I won't say his name, but he was what we call a Mustang in the military. A Mustang is a person that goes up from the ranks, from enlisted to an officer. He went to OCS, and at the time I think he was in 03. So he comes and picks me up in a Toyota Land Cruiser, and he goes, Anderson, he goes, I'm not gonna lie to you. He said, you're in a world of shit. He said, but I'm sure you have a hell of a story to tell. And I said, yeah. And so I wound up going to non-judicial punishment, and the commander of that command, the person in charge of that command, demanded to know who else was there with me, and I'm no snitch, and so I didn't give anybody up. And he actually complimented me. He said, you know what? He said, Mr. Anderson, he goes, you didn't throw anybody under the bus. You didn't throw any of your shipmates under the bus. He said, I can appreciate that. He said, however, you have to be punished. And so I wound up getting extra duty and restriction. So restriction is when you're not working, you don't get any liberty. And I was a liberty hound. I loved going out. So, but he didn't drop me. He didn't bust me in rank. And so I didn't lose any rank. So that was cool. But that was the first and last time I ever got drunk. Since then, I will drink sometimes, usually with a meal, but not very often. And I will never get drunk again. Anyway, that's my drunk story. My one and only. Will never happen again. Anyways, your boy Russ, thank you again so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe for many more. I'll be telling a lot of stories. Some of them have takeaways. Takeaways for this one is just don't get drunk. I mean, or if you do it in a safe environment and stay away from women trying to get their boyfriends jealous. And, jealous boyfriends that sucker punch you. So anyways, your boy Russ, like, subscribe, share. Comments, love comments, please comment, throw a lot of comments on there. Please try to be respectful. If you throw something foul on there that's going to impact YouTube negatively, especially, I'm going to have to delete it just because YouTube is very, very strict on certain words, phrases, and things that are considered bullying or whatever it is. X seems to be the wild, wild west, and that's a good thing. That doesn't mean that if you go out of bounds, I'm not going to block you or delete your comment. Sometimes I'll hide. Like I hit a gentleman's comment on a story I analyzed the other day, and I did it for his own protection. Just because if someone were to look at that later on, that could be used against him as evidence if anything like that in his future ever came up. So, and he messaged me. He wasn't really happy about it. And again, I just told him, look, this was for your own protection, brother. I'm trying to look out for you. So again, it's your boy Russ. Thank you for tuning in. We'll talk again.